Good everyone, this is Ed. For today's video, let's talk about this enhance your tactics or attacking skill. If you want to enhance it, this video is for you. When finding or looking for the opportunity to attack, we have these three questions that might have been flying around our head. What to attack, where to attack, or how to attack. And we will answer that three questions with these two simple or basic pointers. Number one is weakness or weaknesses. Number two is your available piece to use as a weapon. Of course, when looking for the attack, you have first to spot the weakness or weaknesses. Weak square for your knight or for your queen, diagonal for the bishop, open file for the rook, or weak piece to break, to attack, to weaken. Then later on, you can capture, or a defender that you want to move, to force to move away. After you successfully find it, of course you have to check your available piece. You cannot attack without your pieces ready to execute the attack or to deploy any kind of attack. So if you're ready to study this kind of topic, let's go for it. We have 5 activities or illustrations that we will analyze today. We will spot first the weakness, and then let's check our available pieces. This is our number 1 position that we will analyze today. Let's first analyze the weakness of our opponent, which is black. We will be playing black for this position, white for this position. This bishop on h6 is covering this diagonal, so that's the number 1 weakness. This rook on d4 is covering this d file, that anytime this rook can join the d file, that is called battery. And the vital weakness of black here is this f6 square. Just imagine your queen is here on f6. There will be a quick checkmate on g7. Unfortunately, you cannot do that because of this bishop on d8 supporting, protecting, or guarding the f6 squares. What will you do? You have your 5 seconds, or you may pause the video and analyze the position. Good luck. Alright, so if you're ready, I'm gonna give you now the answer. Number 1, you have to make sure there is no defender to stop your queen to go here on f6. You have to remove, you have to attack the defender. Rook takes bishop, and that is a force. Of course, the queen should capture this one to maintain of course, the pressure here on f6. Just don't give up this f6 pawn if you're black. However, there's another rook to attack the defender, the only defender of this square, which is f6. Queen e7, and another rook move to attack the defender, and this time the queen cannot move anywhere. If this queen will capture queen f6 and g7, if queen f8, of course, that this will be an easy win, clear win for white. Let's go check this one. In this position, it has what? Black has 2 weaknesses. Number 1, the most obvious one, the diagonal. The bishop and the queen are working together to pressure the diagonal from a1 going to h8, and one silent square. Weakness of black here. Can you spot it? You have your 5 seconds, or you may pause the video. Let's go for it. All right. So as I mentioned, there are 2 weaknesses of black that you may use to checkmate the king. Speaking of checkmate, this is 3 moves checkmate. You hear me correctly. 3 moves checkmate. Most of the time, not every time, most of the time, the answer that I've been receiving, or that I've gotten from my students, is this move. Knight takes e6. The idea, of course, is to move away the knight Knight, why are you there? You are too annoying. You should have been moved somewhere. So I could go here and checkmate. At first glimpse, okay, that's a good move. That's a good job. However, f6. And it stops the attack. Where you gotta go? Queen g3 and then rook here. What a miss. 3 moves, checkmate. So what is the best move here? Number 1, this diagonal is obviously a weakness. You have to find the other square that you can exploit, that you can use to checkmate the king. And that square is this h6 square. So how can I cover this h6 square? Queen g7, that is a forced capture. Knight f5, and the king cannot go anywhere here. Just forced to go back, king g8, and knight h6, checkmate. 3 moves, checkmate. Okay, let's go for this third illustration or activity. Obviously, white is having some enjoyment here because of the f6 covering the g7, the e7. Okay, it's like black will get checkmate anytime sooner. But how to do it? Let's go here. Queen h6, first move, targeting the g7, force, and then the next move of black here is queen f8, challenging, neutralizing the queen on h6. If you are white here, how will you continue to exploit the weakness of black? You have your 5 seconds, or you may pause the video. Alright, so there you go. Queen is not enough to checkmate the king. Queen needs a reinforcement. If this rook, or this knight. If you're gonna think, okay, might be this any of these rooks. The question is, where? Where is the next journey, next square of this rook or of this rook? You gotta go here. To go here, you have to find a weakness. If you cannot find a weakness, the queen f8 will be an effective move to defend the king. So let's go for this knight. Knight on f5 or f3 or g2. So after you move in one square, you have to also make sure the next jump of the knight, the maneuvering of the knight. Knight f3. Oh, what's the plan of that? For this g5 square, targeting the f7 and then h7 square. Queen f8. Okay. So are you going to move away? Because you don't want to give away your queen. If you are the attacker, avoid exchanging your piece. Save your piece. Because if you are a defender, of course, you have to look for the trade. Lessen the pressure. Lessen the attacker. Knight g5. Don't be afraid. There's a checkmate. Queen takes h7. Hey, hold on. Queen takes h6. What are you doing? Knight takes f7. Checkmate. King is smothered by the knight. That's a wonderful checkmate. There you go. Here. What is the weakness of white here? We will be playing black here. 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. That's only a 3 second. 4, 5. You may pause the video actually. If you want to answer this one, this is actually a good puzzle to use. Like, alright, can you solve this one? This is a tricky puzzle. Yep, this is actually a tricky puzzle. If you are ready, let's answer this one. The weakness of white here is this, of course. There is no space for the black for white king to escape. Any kind of check. Oh, you cannot go anywhere here. So number 1 weakness is this back rank, the first rank. However, this is a tricky puzzle attempting. Since you notice that there's a first rank weakness, there's no way for the king to escape. Queen check immediate is not a good idea. If queen f1, your next move is rook d1 targeting the queen because you have your own back rank weakness. Instead of you winning this game, it is your opponent would have what? The last laugh. Almost to win the game, turning out, oh, I got my own weakness. So what is the best move here? Let's go for the second and third weakness. This queen cannot leave the king alone. So that's the other weakness. And this rook can anytime attack by this queen, and that's another weakness. The queen cannot support the rook. So the answer is queen b2, sacrificing the queen. If the queen will capture, there's a coming rook d1 checkmate. Of course, if, for example, queen f1, queen takes rook, let's go for rook c2. Don't give up. Just challenge the position, attack the queen. Of course, you cannot capture that one because the queen can just easily capture your rook on d1. So earlier, the early check will not work. This time, it is good to check the king because the queen is double attacking the white here. A check and a attack on the rook. Queen f1. Still, this is a bad move because of the check. Just take it easy. Just capture the rook. And now your rook on d1 will be unstoppable. Okay, let's go for this last activity or last illustration. Black here, at first glimpse, is okay, looking good. It has what? 2 extra pawns. 1 pawn is enough to win a game. And how much more you have these 2? But unfortunately, black has weaknesses here. Number 1, queen takes h7, getting back a pawn, and the 7th rank, of course, the weakness, it's a check. And the third one, can you spot the third weakness of black here? In 3, 2, you may actually pause the video to think to it. If you already found it, okay, there you go. Just imagine, you immediately check the queen, and king will just what? Defend the queen. And okay, if you will capture, that will not be a good position for white. 5 versus 4 pawns and a rook apiece. So endgame wise, it is black winning here. What is the best way to move this queen away from the king in the same rank? Imagine the queen has 2 squares away from the king. Rook c7 forcing the queen to have what? This 2 squares away, so the king after the check is incapable of defending the queen, and that's a good buy. And later on, there might be a check, a goodbye rook. Wow. So that's a simple but effective way to target the king and queen. That is called skewer. Alright, so if you enjoyed this simple video, simple chess lesson, don't forget to subscribe and follow my Facebook page. Thank you.